Hey,
Hey, Mikhail.
hey, how you doing?
Good.
You okay?
Hey, I'm feeling
You're
better.
sick.
I was a little bit, just for one day, I just had to sleep a lot.
Will it help?
Yeah.
Hey,
Hey,
Manu.
Mom.
Hey, how are you feeling?
Better. How you feeling, Mikhail?
Yeah,
Hmm?
better.
Good. I'm gonna wait for maybe a few more people.
Yep.
Yep. Hey, Gabriel.
Hello.
Hi, Gabriel.
Hey.
Hi.
How are you?
Okay.
Yeah, I'm just trying to get my mind off of the keyboard, and that's why I'm a bit hazy.
I know the feeling.
Yep. Oh, yeah. Let's wait for others to join.
Sounds good.
I was just noticing today, Michael was basically approving all the PRs.
Yeah, a few of them.
It's like he's back. Hey, Chris.
I'm going to be a bit quiet because I'm in the British Library, sorry.
Hey, Chris. I think we can just get started and maybe other folks will join later.
Yep.
So we've got two things. Manu, do you want to start off?
Yeah, so I did a bit of research about GSOC. The applications would start in January. I also commented on the issue, but it starts in January. The thing that I have in my mind is how much projects can we do? How many projects can we do? Because we are relatively smaller number. The second thing is, does it really make sense for us to do the admin stuff or just go to an organization that aligns well with us and say, hey, can you take care of all the admin stuff? We'll donate all the money that we get from GSOC to your organization. Just guarantee us one really good project, like a percentage of the project or one really good project. I have done this in the past. What I was part of the bigger organization, and what we would do was we would need slots, we would need a lot of projects to do so. So what I would do was go out and talk to Hedge Wars, which is a popular Linux game, or other orgs, smaller orgs, to say, hey, if you want to collaborate with us, you don't really have to take care of admin stuff. We'll just do it for you, and if you feel like we can, if you have a foundation or something, we can give you the money. So that was what the arrangement was. It's pretty simple if we agree and everyone's nice about it, which everyone is.
So if we, trying to understand. So let's say if we had a project, if we had like a big issue that was going to take a couple months, we've never had that before, but for purposes of example, I guess let's say we have that. Would we go to an organization then and say, hey, we have a project that we would like people to do, and we would ask the organization to support?
Yes.
Support? Oh, okay.
Yes. And we'll be represented by that organization.
I gotcha. Okay.
So if you have friends, which I might try and ask people, but yeah, that
Okay.
would be really nice.
Okay. It sounds like we
That's the
should.
easier way.
Yeah, I like that. I like easy. It sounds like we should figure out whether we have a project in mind, um, and then I can go to Microsoft and ask them. Sounds like you have some ideas too, Manu, some friends. Maybe we can go all over and ask if someone would be willing to, assuming we have a project we want to do.
Yeah, we can try and ask. We'll have to ask open source organizations, like not like Microsoft or Google,
Oh,
because yeah,
okay.
yeah,
I missed that part. Sorry.
yeah.
My bad.
We'll have to ask organizations from GSOC who have already done and have like
Oh,
things like that.
okay.
Yeah,
Excuse my ignorance. Yeah, I'm not really familiar with the GSOC very much. So, okay.
yeah. But yeah, mentors can be from any org as long as like, they have a time commitment. So we'll probably need backup mentors because life happens.
Yeah. Okay. So, next step. Do you think it's time now to start looking for a project? Because you said it starts in the summer.
Thinking about projects is a really good idea right now, simply because even students would start applying in January. They would come and visit projects to see like, okay, these are small things that we want to do, and like start contributing so that they can get a head start and are involved with the project as well. So thinking about stuff that's would, and most of them will have to be development projects, like would involve writing code.
Yeah.
So that's
Okay.
why I was like, we would need to scope things out properly and think really long term.
Okay. Any ideas?
I don't know about projects, but yeah, good first issues are always really nice. Like as long as we have like issues like Hacktober Fest, people will coming, everyone will try that, and it would be useful. One good idea could be the web page that you were talking about. If we never get to it until then, like a web interface for the proxy. There's a dog here.
Yeah, sorry, it's my dog.
Okay. No worries. Okay. Interesting.
Yeah.
All right. Well, let's start looking out for projects then. And we can probably, I think we all have projects in mind also that aren't in issues, just looking way down the line.
Yeah.
Okay. Great. Manu, do you want to start finding stuff, asking around for projects? Is that cool with you, or do you want someone else to take that over?
Let me try it. And we'll see. I'll try and see if I can hear back from one of the contacts that I have.
Okay.
And if I hear back, that's fine. Otherwise, we'll collaborate and see.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
And then at the same time, we'll all start looking for big pieces of work that someone else can do and get paid for.
Yeah.
Awesome. All right, cool. I asked all the questions. I'm sorry if I monopolized. Any other people have questions about this? Okay, cool. Oh, and by the way, sorry I didn't say this before. Welcome, Chris and Gabriel. It's good to have you here.
Next time I won't be at the library. Sorry.
I couldn't hear you.
Sorry, next time I won't be at the library.
Oh yeah, no worries. We've all done these things. Like one time, I think I was outside on my phone. I know that other people have been like in those situations too. Rob, who's out here, sometimes he joins from his garden with his massive dog in the background. So that's cool too. Okay, I'm going to move on to the second point the preview deployment. And let me just open the issue real quick. So it's issue number 772. I'll give like a 2-sentence summary of this. There's tons of detail in there. So the TLDR is the maintainers all talked about this idea, having a publicly available Athens for the Go community to use. We all liked it, but we had a lot of things that we had to figure out before we could sort of announce the decision publicly. So sorry about that lack of immediate transparency. But in the issue is everything, all the details, all the thought process, everything else. I see that, so moving on from the summary, I see that 5 people did the hooray emoji. So that's good to see. But seriously, if people have comments, ideas, whatever else, please just put them on the comment thread, or if you're not comfortable with that, go in the Slack, or if you're not comfortable with that, DM me or one of the other maintainers. Totally happy to talk about this. But one thing that I do want to do is keep this work separate from the beta work. So the beta is under the v0.1.0 milestone, and all of this work is under the preview milestone. So they're separate on purpose, and I want us to be able to do a beta before or after, and it shouldn't matter whichever order we do these things in. So that's all from me about this. Do people have comments, questions? Think I suck? Think I'm awesome, more importantly?
I have a quick note on something that I think I could probably add to the issue, which is, do you want the ability for proxies to redirect to other proxies, kind of like how we originally thought of proxy redirecting to Olympus, but now that Olympus is being removed, we just do proxy redirecting to proxy in the scenario of like you have something internal with private repos, but you want to keep your external stuff using this public preview. Do you want to have that feature before you have a preview, or is that just a nice to have?
Well, what do people think? I have my opinion, but I don't want to say it yet.
I would exclude it from preview. Like, preview is a preview, right? It shouldn't be so critical.
Maybe like a preview 2, or maybe even stable or something.
Yeah.
Okay.
Is the idea of preview for people just to try it with no compatibility promise, or is it to say you can use this and rely on it?
The first one. I wish I could link to this section, but I wrote in the issue preview, there's 4 bullet points that kind of define the preview. Pretty much the only guarantee is that the domain name will not change, but it might break. Like, you might be able to access the domain name, but you know, anything could happen. The server might be buggy, or it might break or something.
It sounds like a bit of a network test, really, to be honest.
Yeah.
Do we have any, I know we're not given SLA to keep the thing up, but do we have any run books or anything just to keep them what to do? No?
Not really. Really the idea is we want this to be, it's like you said, a test, but also we can't really guarantee any SLA, really anything of that sort, just because there's no governance system. So for example, I don't want, Chris, I don't want you to have to be like the person who is gonna make sure that it's running properly, or the person who has to build tooling to get it deployed to the cloud or whatever. It should be a governance organization that does that, or, you know, helps people do it or whatever.
Yeah, it'd be nice to keep it up though. So, rather than
Also, I have a question about like redirection to a different proxy.
Can I pause 1 second, Manu?
Yeah, sorry.
Chris, can you repeat what you said last? Because I didn't catch it.
Sorry, it would be sort of nice to keep it up, keep it alive. Doesn't really matter if we don't have an SLA. Doesn't really an important point.
Yeah, okay. I agree. We'll see what we can do. Make all the efforts we can for now. Sorry, Manu. Go ahead.
Oh no, that's fine. What was I saying was like we should also consider like how many people, like how many enterprises would have multiple proxies, because I don't foresee like any enterprise having multiple proxies, but having multiple replicas of the same proxy. So for a registry, redirection makes sense, but you wouldn't really have like multiple proxies in the same org. You might have ACL on the proxy though. Does that make sense?
I could see an organization having an internal proxy, but also wanting to redirect up to a public proxy.
And that would be the registry then, right? Sort of.
Well, it'd be a global proxy.
Okay. Okay, so if we ever have like a public proxy, then we would want to redirect to a public, a private proxy would want to redirect to a public proxy, right?
I don't know if it sounds like, Marwan, it sounds like that's a use case. Is that true?
Yeah, if you have a private proxy, you might want to redirect to a public one, just so that you're not the only. Maybe you don't want to cache the public things in your cloud and you just want to use it for the private part.
Interesting. So you would be relying on the public proxy for
The public modules.
Yeah, which is same as doing a go get, because anyone can remove data from. Then we'll have to have an SLA, right?
Yeah, of course. I mean, like the whole idea is, well, obviously the technical architecture is not like Git where anyone can remove. It's whoever owns that proxy can remove things, but not any owner of a module, which is a big difference. But the owner of the proxy is still an ongoing question, which is what the document that Aaron put together is about. So that's still up in the air.
Okay.
Correct me if I'm wrong, Aaron.
Oh, you're right. I didn't write a ton about it because I have no idea really. But if you look under the when stable heading, I wrote like pretty much actually just one paragraph on like the non-technical side. How do we get to a stable? And that includes like, how do we get guarantees that won't disappear over time? And I think more specifically than what I wrote, I think part of the SLA is going to have to be like packages are immutable except for these very specific edge cases, so that it's not only, oh, it will have this amount of uptime, but also packages will exist all the time as long as the server's running, unless a DMCA takedown happens or this happens or whatever else happens. I think that would make it like significantly more legitimate to redirect from a private up to a public proxy as well.
Yeah, the redirect to me is not, I mean, figuring out the public proxy is the bigger question. The redirect is just a nice to have once we have figured out the public proxy.
Yeah. Another feature request I've gotten twice now is to have a tool that would allow someone to zip up or somehow package up a whole bunch of dependencies and then add them to storage, sort of like preceding a cache, so that someone can run an internal proxy. Basically, the opposite topology is what you're talking about, Marwan, so that it's in storage and they never have to redirect.
Well, They can do that with just a dummy Go mod file with all the things they want to package up.
Yeah,
So
but
if you have, if it's not a VCS, then it's the whole registry conversation that's a separate thing. But if you just want to like preheat the cache, right? You could just have a Go mod file and do a go get with all the things you want to do right when you run the proxy, and then everything is pre-filled. Is that what you're saying, or is it different?
It is what I'm saying. The only difference is if they're in an organization that's behind a firewall or in China, they might not be able to redirect to whichever place, to GitHub or something like that.
Well, depending, yeah, okay. Depending on how these modules are reached, then that's a good point.
Yeah. So it would be like, I mean, the simplest thing I could think of is literally a CLI that does a bunch of go gets and then takes the sources, zips them up, or puts them into some format that Athens understands. And then you can ship that format off.
But
to
isn't
Athens.
go get the same thing as having a go mod file and doing a go get?
Yeah, I mean, it could be, right? And you could just like put a zip file on a USB key and bring it into work as an option. But we wouldn't, I've heard, let's see. I've heard two people who one of whom works at a health insurance company and the other, I think, works in some other kind of insurance. And they both have basically firewalls that say, no, you can't do anything. And they want to run Athens, but they can't do a go get internally because they can't reach GitHub. So they wanted to like get a way to put something on a USB key and then bring it into work.
I mean, I wonder how they have been doing things before Go modules, because go get was the only option, right? And so that's a bigger discussion in my opinion, because I'd be curious about how they used to do things, and whatever that answer is probably applies to Go modules because it's not that different. But when it comes to Athens and just uploading things directly to it, that's the same as calling it a registry, which is fine. It's just it's a feature that we can add, but it would be the same. It wouldn't be any different from, like, I wouldn't separate it from like having like Athens publish module, right?
Oh yeah, sorry, I said this wrong. I wasn't referring to uploading to Athens. I was referring to basically manually putting stuff into storage as like an
I see. Yeah, if you're in charge of the storage, then yeah, okay. Sorry, I didn't understand that part. Yeah, totally. I mean, that would just be like a script, because you have direct access to the storage.
Yeah.
That's a cool idea, actually.
Yeah, it might be docs even, or little script or whatever it is.
Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, Athens is not the only thing that can access a private storage. You can access it yourself and put whatever you want in there.
Yeah.
Interesting. That's cool.
I described that pretty poorly. Sorry.
I was just, every time I hear like upload something to Athens manually, I immediately go register. It's also my own bias.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I don't know if I made it really clear enough in this issue that this is like just a proxy. Probably should have done that. I'll put it in a comment just to make sure people get that, because I think most of us know the registry discussion. I think like most of us have had it in some shape or form. And a registry we've kind of defined as at least the capability to have the public, or if it's internally, like everyone at the company, to have a way to authenticate and upload packages to a server. And so that adds a whole another slew of questions into how is the server run and how do you set up the DNS for it and all these things. So we have decided not to do that right now and just stick with the proxy which is literally go to GitHub or wherever else and get the code and not have another way to get code into the storage. So yeah, I'll add that to a comment on the issue. And Omar, could you create an issue for the redirect thing and maybe put it into like preview 2 and a milestone?
Yeah, that sounds good.
Cool, Leo. What else? Other comments, stuff? What do we think about public preview? Yay, nay? Okay, cool. Maybe. Marwan, I saw one of these.
I'm in between. I think there's definitely, I'm maybe it's also something because I'm focused on the beta right now, so my head is there. But obviously, it's exciting to have a public proxy. But right now, I'm just trying to get this as an internal proxy to be used, which to me is exciting, the immediate excitement.
Yeah, same here. And actually, I've been working on docs for the beta. I took some time out to write this thing, write this document, but there are 2 issues in there, number 760 and 761. Those are like big chunks of work to do for preview. We do not need those for beta. But if anyone's interested in them, feel free to pick it up, ask questions about it, etc. But I think that a lot of us are going to be focused in the meantime, or at least in the short term, on doing beta stuff. So we might not be able to answer right away.
I have a question. Is it possible to like break the requirements for beta into like smaller tasks? Because most of them are like just docs as of now. But when you look at like requirements for beta, there's ton more stuff to do, like self-deployment, integration tests and everything. So that would be super awesome.
Have you seen the milestone, Manu?
Yeah, I'm looking at like milestone/2.
So trying to understand. So you wanted to have more. You wanted to have more specific issues than these. Is that it?
I mean, so if you look at requirements for beta, we have written like we want integration tests, which is awesome if any one of us can pull it out. But like if someone new wants to look for an issue, it's harder for them to find out like, oh, we do really require an integration test for this particular module or what we want to achieve. And that slows us down, I think.
Okay. Yeah, I think, are you referring to issue 725?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think 725 can be broken down.
Yeah. I actually think it was. So we put the doc stuff into the milestone. The deployment, the solid deployment was actually done before I even created this issue. And then I have to double check, but I think the integration test was put into v0.2.0. So I will look into those 2 questions. Well, actually, I will look into that, the integration test thing, and I'll make a comment on here saying that all the docs issues are open, the deployment stuff is already done, and I'll point out where the integration test stuff is. And then, so at that point, the issue will have been broken down already. So if it's cool with you, if I do that?
Yeah, I mean, it's cool with me. It's like, I was just thinking like, oh, what did we do earlier and what did we miss out? Even if you want to like,
Nice.
Yeah, it's just that like I can always ask you guys a question, but if someone new's coming and wants to focus on milestone 0.2, and we just have things in our head, we won't even realize like, oh yeah, this is what we accomplished so far.
I see. All right, well, let me go and see what's inside of milestone O.
I'm sorry for giving you the administrative work though.
No, it's okay. It's part of my role. Okay, so O.2 is only has 2 issues in it, neither of which are integration. So the first thing I'll do is make sure that there's integration tests in here. Does anyone know if we have an issue for integration tests?
We had some issue, definitely.
Okay. Let me write down. I'll go find that.
262 maybe.
262.
It's not a really integration issue, but maybe related.
All right.
I just slagged you some numbers as well.
770, 769, 260. Okay.
In 725, there's a note that just says, nice to have integration tests that run against the newly built Docker image.
Yeah.
All right. So you said 725.
This is the beta issue.
Okay. I'm literally opening all of these just so you guys know. Okay. So 760 distributed deduplication. That one is for preview. So that one I'm going to leave in preview, if that's cool with people.
Which one?
Number 760.
160. Okay.
So that's preview. And then inside of 725, there's that integration thing. That's the one I will look at, and it sounded like maybe 262 might be that, or at least that's part of that. So actually, you know what? Is it cool, Michal, if I just move 262 into VO.2?
Yep.
Okay. And I'm going to make a note in the issue, update all of the docs. I'll share my screen so everyone can see, watch me type.
We can hear you definitely.
Yeah. So all the docs issues we need to do for data. Make this a list. Integration tests. And I'm going to actually just say we've okay, so docs issues, deployment issues, integration tests. Anything else to add here?
There are 2 issues that would support authentication for SVN and Bazaar, 760 and 769.
Let me do this. 760.
770, 770, sorry. What am I reading?
Version control, okay. Oh, so do we should we have this in O.1?
That's up to you and Michael.
What do you think? Manu, that was a question for you. What do you think?
Okay.
Yeah.
I think the effort to do it is not a ton at all. And like it's been claimed already. So like we could plan it, like it could be done like within like a day max. So
Okay.
it is doable.
All right.
I don't know how many Go users
Oh.
use Bazaar.
I already put it into O.1.
Okay.
Yeah, it sounds like, is it Gil? Is that his name?
Yeah.
Sounds like looks like he's doing it.
Yeah, he's doing both of those actually.
Okay. You said both of those? What was the other one?
769.
Oh, SVN. Okay. So I'll put that in as well. Cool. Others? Okay. So I'm going to put this comment in. And I think does anyone think we can, or is everyone cool with getting rid of, not getting, is everyone cool with me closing this issue? Okay.
Yep.
I can't talk today, sorry. Manu, if we close this, do you think, would that solve like this whole deal about people don't know what's going on?
I would think so. We did separate everything out. Thank you.
Okay. All right, so I'm going to write that down. We've all right. So now in VO.1, 45% complete, almost to 50. All right. Some of these docs PRs are going to get merged pretty fast, pretty soon.
Mine's been merged. If you want to close that, the dev meeting one.
Which number was it, Chris?
Sorry, 730. It's third from the bottom.
Oh, 752?
No, 730. 730. Sorry, I'm too British.
That's okay.
730.
Yeah. Wait, is this wrong?
No, that's done. That's done.
Oh, so you merged it, but you didn't, was it not linked to this?
Yeah.
Don't know.
Okay. What was your PR number?
It's reference at the bottom. If you click on the reference.
Oh, this, I see. Is this part of a?
Yeah.
Which? Yeah. Okay.
If you just click the numbers.
Yeah. All right. Did you open a PR from this branch?
Yeah, it's been closed.
It's been closed. Oh no. Okay. Which PR was it? This one?
Yeah.
755.
All right, so that closed.
Oh yeah, my bad. Sorry.
Okay. Oh yeah, this is the issue. The template doesn't do the right thing. I'm gonna get that PR merged today so that it does do the right thing. So that's not your fault. That's our fault. I will close issue accordingly. Closed by number 755.
There's another ticket that just come in, 773. It's related to it'll fail the CI/CD. I might want to go into 0.2.
Okay. Okay, I'm gonna leave this out of the milestone, but obviously, yeah, if you've got a fix, go for it. Cool. Yeah, this is an awesome one. Import path checking. What? Okay. Other points, issues that I am obviously not aware of?
We have a voting issue open. It's 700. It's open for 2 weeks, I think.
Is
It's from
it?
the one who created about permission of files.
Oops.
Oh
What
yeah,
number? Oops.
So no,
I forgot.
700.
What number is it?
700.
700.
Oh yeah, permissions. What do you guys think? V1 or O.1?
I mean, I can take this. I don't know, like, what do we want to do is the question. I really, yeah, the real question is like, because we always had a security focus, like we always wanted to be very secure. I think these small things would help us.
Yeah.
But I would love to have this and like start working on it if like there's nothing.
Okay.
If we can decide on a permission, probably write a middleware that would check like all the like on boot up, it will check all the files and like just fail barf off if any permission does not work.
Configuration, yeah, permissions of the file. I feel just top of my head, because I wasn't aware of this thing. I'm good with 0600. I'm good with it post beta, but I would, Manu, if you're good with doing it now, I'm good with doing this.
Okay,
Plus
yeah. You can just assign it to me then. And I'll do it over the weekend.
Okay. Alrighty, cool. I'm just gonna write down here. Coolio. Also, there are a whole slew of issues way back here that reference Olympus, like this. And Olympus was the code name for our registry, and obviously we're trying to deploy a global proxy. So I'm going to go through and delete these issues that are all about Olympus. And so I'm going to start with that, and then I'm going to open an issue as well to remove Olympus code, because same deal, we're not really building Olympus anymore. And also our docs, thanks to you, Mikal, our docs don't have Olympus stuff in them anymore either. So we're trying to get rid of Olympus because it's all dead code. So I'll take care of that today. I think this is another, yeah. We have this whole like distributed consensus algorithm, sending deltas over the wire. I'm glad we don't have to actually build that. That would have been hard to test.
Well, it would be fun, right?
It would have been, yeah, would have been fun. But man, that would have been a lot of work.
Yeah, it would be.
Let me write this down.
Do we have a task issue for removing Olympus code?
I want to create the issue today for removing the Olympus code.
Oh, cool.
I'd like doing RM minus RF. I would just do it.
Okay. I'll assign it to you, Manu, if you're volunteering.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll put it up. I'll send the issue number out. Manu, you can claim it if you want it.
I'll just do one issue at a time so that others can also claim it, just to be
Okay.
fair to everyone. I was just joking.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think, yeah, I'm just going to go through all the issues today anyway.
Aaron,
Go for it.
can you put the Hacktoberfest to this issue?
You want me to add Hacktoberfest?
Yeah, tag for the issue for removal of Olympus code.
Oh, remove
That makes
Hacktoberfest.
sense.
Oh, yeah, I do. I get what you're saying. All right, I'll add that. I'll add good first issue also. Okay. What else? I like that we're doing issue triage. This is awesome. I don't have to do it alone. Mikal, you don't have to do it alone either. Any other comments on issues or anything like that?
No, I don't think so.
Manu, I know you wanted to go and get some of your docs PRs merged today. Are those still open?
No, I think Michael, there might be one open, but no, Michael did it all.
Okay,
Yeah.
Sorry, I dropped.
that's cool. I was saying, Mikal, I'm glad that you and I don't have to do issue triage alone. That's nice. We can do it in the meeting.
Yeah.
Oh, and Manu said that you merged a bunch of his open PRs.
Yeah,
So
the small ones. I love them. Yeah, I love them. Okay.
Cool.
I was trying to reduce my inbox size. Like I had 80 or 90 unread emails. So
Oh man,
I have 40 now, so yep, it's okay.
better. But has anyone tried out Octabox.io?
What's that?
I was trying this the other day. It's sort of like email. How do you sign in here?
Ooh, that's cool.
It's got everything that you require.
Nice.
It's crazy. But I usually go scroll into here, and then it doesn't keep them in sync with the issue state. So like I've looked at the issue already and commented on a lot of these, but it still says that they're unread. So I don't know if that's like a good thing or a bad thing, but it's a thing. It's been working for me. All right. If anyone has anything else, I think that we're good on the meeting.
Yep.
Cool. All right. See you ever on the internet.
Thank you.
Yeah.
See ya.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
Bye.